Okay, first of all, so today is 9th of August. So yesterday, the time zone is GMT plus 8. Okay. So I will collect a time zone. GMT plus 8. All right. So UTC plus 8. And at what time? Okay. So 8th of August. 5th of August. 5th of August or Monday? Monday was 8th of August, right? So tell me the New York high. Can you tell me the New York high? Oh, sorry, the overnight high. So what you have to do, first of all, you have to identify the overnight session open. So just go over here, grab the vertical line tool. Okay. I will also tell you the mistakes which you did. Are you getting my, can you hear me?
Yeah, can.
Okay. All right. So that was 12:03 a.m. your time was the starting of this overnight session. So we just write down this as overnight session start. Okay. Overnight session start. All right. So text orientation, vertical, right, coordinate, visibility. All right. Okay. So overnight session start. And then we have, tell me the high, the highest point of the session. Oh, and then we have to identify the London session start, right? So London session was started at what point? 3 a.m. your point?
Yeah,
Right?
3 p.m.
Oh, 3 p.m. 15. So just write down as London open. All right. So we have two reference points. So we have to find out the high between this and this line. So tell me the lowest point first. What is the lowest point? This one?
Yep. That one.
Okay. This is the lowest swing low, right? Between this and this. We extend it all the way to the London session, right? We start from here, this point, and extend all the way to the right, beyond this London open. All right. And then tell me the overnight high. So what is the highest point between this one, or maybe this one? This one is the highest point, right? Because the low has already formed. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. The high is formed over here, right? Okay, high, then go. So this one is and this one is the developing high. So we will not, why will not mark down the high over here? Why? Because it is the developing high. Do you understand? What do I mean by developing high?
Yep.
Okay. This area is a developing high. All right. Developing high. So I will not mark it. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just mark from here the last high, which was this one. I'll grab it. Now what I will do, I will just do one simple thing here. I will start and the session now and start. Okay. I will write down my London, no, sorry, overnight high. That's it. Nothing more than that. I will just do it here, overnight high, and this would be overnight low. That's it. Bottom. Okay. Overnight high, overnight low. Any confusion so far from here? All right. So we have this point, and now we go to the 5-minute and see if we can adjust it a little bit. If it's not adjusted, then I will try to adjust it. This one is all right. This one, I need to move it a little bit up. Right? Okay. Now everything is fine. Now we come back to 15-minute. All right. Now we have this one and this one. Okay. So you have to see how the price is entering into this session. What is happening before overnight session start? What is happening here? Look to the left. Look to the left. Okay. The key is, first question is, how far should we look back? Right? This is your first, this was your question, right?
Yeah.
How far? Because people are many people are confused here. How far should we look back before overnight session start to determine the bias entering into the overnight and overnight high and overnight low range, right? So how far should we look back? Should we look from here? Should we look from here? Should we look from here? Which part? Okay. So my point is you should look back from the point when the New York session was open. Okay. The answer is from New York open of last day. Got it? Got it?
Yeah.
So you have to tell me when was the New York open from the last day? The last day New York open was this one, 8 o'clock, this one here. Right? And now what do you see from this point, what the price is doing after this point, after 8 p.m. of last day, yesterday, means last day, previous day. Now I just mark this session and I will say it as previous day New York open. All right. Previous day New York open. Got it? So now you have to tell me the bias from here to here. So what do you see here? The price suddenly accelerated to the downsides. Okay, how the price is accelerating to the downside? The price is suddenly accelerating to the downside on a very huge volume. You can see huge bars. All right. And this was probably what? And very, very huge volume, huge spread, right? Sudden acceleration to the downside, right? And if we draw a little bit channel over here, from this point to this point, you could say that the price become extreme overbought. Am I right?
Oversold.
Extreme oversold. The price became extreme oversold on a very high volume. Okay. And then what you're seeing here, what happens to the volume? First of all, in the breakout, we have a very high volume and the volume are decreasing, right? The bearish volume are decreasing, spread is decreasing. So what happens at this point? At this point, this is known as bearish exhaustion. What? Bearish exhaustion. This usually occurs after the news. So what happened whenever we have a news, like high impact news, as you can see from here, we have a news and the price just suddenly goes down. And then you see the spread is huge, volume is huge. And as we go down, the spread is decreasing, volume is decreasing. Spread is decreasing, volume is decreasing. It becomes no supply, right? No supply. Yep. And then after that, what do we have? A key reversal. And then the price started rising. The price started rebounding. Okay. So all of this pattern is actually known as V-top. We call this as, remember I told you about distribution way back when we started first. There are two types of distribution. One is when you have a range, one is a V-top distribution. Remember? Do you remember?
Yeah.
So this one is, this one is a V-top distribution. V-top distribution, sorry, V-bottom distribution. Sorry, V-bottom, what I'm saying, not distribution. V-bottom accumulation. What do we call it as? V-bottom accumulation. This is also a type of accumulation. What happens during V-bottom accumulation? You will see that there will be a huge breakout with a huge volume. And then as the price goes down, you will see that the spread will decrease, volume will also decrease, and there will be a sign of no supply. And plus, you will also see some sign of rejection from the downside, like a top. If I go to the line chart, if I go to the line chart here, you can see that the price makes a V. Can you see? The price makes a V and then turns up. So this is a V. That's why we call it as V bottom distribution. Okay. Sorry, V bottom accumulation. All right. This is the type of accumulation. So remember that. What are the characteristics of V bottom accumulation? V bottom accumulation will have a sharp price down. Okay. You will see that the spread will increase, volume will increase during the breakout of this channel. Okay. The price will become extreme oversold. Extreme oversold. And then the next bar will have smaller spread, smaller volume. Then another bar after that will have more smaller spread and more smaller volume. And then there will be some sort of key reversal. Okay, key reversal, which will reverse the price, and it will form a V pattern. We call it as a V bottom accumulation. And you can see the volume will decrease throughout this one. And it will, and the volume will also form a V shape like this. You see, the volume decreasing and then the volume start increasing. So volume forms a V shape as well. So V shape, got it? This is known as V bottom accumulation. Any problem?
No.
No. Now we know that the price is in which phase? From the last day. We have accumulation. All right. We have accumulation. And now you were doing the mistake. The thing is, you were joining this one, but we don't have second one. Do we have second one? Now this is first one. This is second one. Okay. And if we extend it, this did not make any sense. This channel, right? It's just like the price is rebounding. Got it?
Yep.
So we will consider it as accumulation. What? So this whole situation, this V top, we call it as V accumulation. And after accumulation, what happens? I told you. After accumulation, whenever there is an whenever there is a range after accumulation, we call it what? We call it as reaccumulation, right?
Yeah.
All right. So how it is a reaccumulation? Okay. So we have this V top after V bottom. What will happen? Usually what happens whenever we have a V bottom accumulation, this case is very rare, but when it happens, it has a usual characteristic. The first characteristic is when we have a high volume, high spread. And then as we go down, the spread will decrease. You can see this bar has lower spread than this bar. Am I right? And this bar has lower spread than this bar and this bar, right? And volume is also decreasing successfully on a successive move down. And then we have a key reversal. Key reversal may have a may have a volume which is like no supply volume, or it may also have a huge volume, bigger than this volume, pop-in volume. Both are all right. Both situations all right. Right? I told you about key reversal. Key reversal can have two types of volume. Do you understand? And then you will
Yes.
see the price will bounce. Okay. But the price may bounce into either the price will just go straight and then reaccumulate and then go up. This is the first situation. Or there can be another situation. That situation is the price goes down and then makes one leg, then retracement, makes second leg, and then it makes a redistribution, sorry, reaccumulation, and then goes up. This is second two types. Got it?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Like for example, I explained you here. Either you will have this kind of bar, okay, or this is case one, okay, or you will have a bar like this. So what will happen? The price will move straight here, and the price will suddenly increase. And you will see huge volume here on increase, very huge volume. And then the price will retrace, and then the spread will decrease a little bit, and then you will have a more lower volume, and then the price will more retrace, and then will you have more lower volume, and then the price will form a V here, key reversal here. After key reversal, the price will rebound. Okay, this key reversal can either have a pop-in volume greater than the last one, or it can have no supply type of volume. Both are fine. Got it?
Yep. Okay.
Okay, when the price reverse, the price can either go in the straight direction and form some range. Okay, we call this range as a reaccumulation, and then it goes to the up direction. Okay, and now the price will retest. Basically, the price will retest this region from where the price actually turned. We have to see what the price is doing at this region. So price might be, we draw some channel here, the price becomes overbought and goes down. Got it? Because here, when we have a very huge volume from this side, it means there are a lot of sellers over here. Got it? A lot of sell orders. So sellers, when the price reaches this level, right over here, the sellers become activated, and most of the times the price will reverse back down. Got it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay, all right. Or the price can have two legs as well. Two legs like this. This is one leg, then price goes down, then forms another leg. Okay, two leg, one leg, two leg. It's a V bottom accumulation, and then the price will accumulate. Okay, and the price goes up. The same case scenario will also apply to this one. We have this bottom here. The price is going down this. Then suddenly there is a news or whatever the reason is. The price suddenly goes down on a very huge volume, and then price goes up, retrace back on much lower volume, lower spread, lower volume, and then another lower volume, lower spread. And then the price from a V, key reversal can have pop in volume, or it can have no spread type of volume. All right, and then it will reverse. It can have a straight up move, V shape up move, and then accumulate, reaccumulate, and then go up. Or it can have second one. It can make first move drive up, and then it can retrace. So we call it as leg one. This is leg two, two leg. Got it? And then it reaccumulates. I think I've told you before about this situation.
Yeah, I think
Right?
so.
Yeah. Remember we discussed about V top and V bottom types of accumulation. This can happen because this is not very common, but it happens. So you need to be aware of this situation. Okay. Now we go back to the chart and see here. Now what kind of accumulation it is? It is one leg or single leg? This pullback, this recovery, this is V bottom accumulation. This recovery is one leg or two leg? It's leg one, leg two, two legs. Am I right? This
Yeah,
is first
right.
leg. It is first leg. Okay, the price goes up, then retrace, and then go back up. This is second leg. And then reaccumulation, and then what you will expect. Okay, then we will further confirm it's a reaccumulation or not. Okay, how we will reconfirm? I will let you know how we will confirm. First, let me clean the chart a bit. So now tell me, what is the bias when the price is entering into overnight high and overnight low session between? The price is entering from the upside or downside? Can you tell me? The price is entering from the downside, from the downsides,
Yeah.
from the downsides, right? Not from the upside. The price is entering from the downside, and it's a V top accumulation. So this would be bias would be. Can you tell me?
Bullish.
Yes. Bullish bias at overnight low and bullish bias between overnight low and overnight high. Correct? We have a bullish bias at overnight low. We have a bullish bias between overnight low and overnight high. Correct?
Yep. Right.
Okay, because price is entering from the downwards. And we have a reaccumulation. We have a V bottom accumulation. So now this is confirmed. And I can see one more thing, that as this is first high, this is second high, I can draw another channel if I want to, right? And of course, this is first one, second one, first top, second top. And if I can join it, a very little bit. Now we go to the 5-minute time frame. Sorry, 5-minute time frame and readjust it. Okay, now what do we see here? The price just came down, reacted to the overnight low, little bit oversold, and then the price reversed, right? Minor oversold, right?
Yep.
Okay, minor oversold, and then the price recovers back. Okay, and you can see the volume here. As the price goes to the upside, what's happening to the volume? Increasing, spread increasing. So this move is what? JAC. Okay, wait, hold on. This is JAC, and this JAC is also AR, right? JAC plus AR. So this becomes our this move, right? JAC plus AR. We probe through the channel here. Now, what do we see here? This one becomes what? Secondary test, and secondary test has a higher low. Am I right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then the price just crossed through this AR line as well. So let's not call it as let's call it as AR for now. And as the price breaks through this line, okay. So what we call this at, and you can see as we go up, the volume is actually increasing up till here, okay. And then later on the volume is decreasing, but in the initial phase, the volume is increasing, you can see. So this, and the spread is also increasing. So this becomes JAC. Okay, we are coming out of the accumulation. Okay, so this forms another accumulation. We have bigger accumulation and we have small accumulation. So the long-term bias and the short-term bias at the overnight low is what? Okay, now we write down and change it. How do we change it? I tell you. Long bias at overnight low. Long term is bullish, right? Short term is, can you tell me? Bullish. Right? Any confusion?
No.
Okay. And then bias between, tell me, OL and OH. Long term means, long term is, long term bias?
Bullish.
Short term bias? Bullish.
Bullish.
So everything is clear now. What other things you can see? That as the price started going up, now we come back to the 15-minute time frame, of course, and we see what's happening more here. Okay, and now as we go up here, the price further goes up here. Okay, and what do we see? The price started forming a range near the overnight high. What kind of range is it? We don't have this information. We know that the price is going up and then the price starting forming tight range. What kind of range is this?
Reaccumulation.
Build up. Right? Build up is a form of reaccumulation range. Yes. Right? Any confusion?
No.
Okay. Now we have a reaccumulation here. Build up and reaccumulation. Now, with this, now we will determine the bias at OH. Due to build up, what will be the bias?
Bullish.
Short term. Okay. And of course, long term will also be bullish. Any confusion so far?
No.
Now, just tell me one thing here. You have determined all the bias. Now, now we have all stayed away bullish. All of the short term, long term, both at bias at overnight low, bias between overnight low and high, and bias at overnight high. Both short term and long term are bullish. What does it tell you? That we should only take bullish trades. Okay, because there is no short term bearish bias, we should not take a bearish trade. Understand?
Okay.
Okay. Now this idea is clear. You go back to the 3-minute time frame and you wait for the entry. We also have redefined the structure on this one. Okay. Now what happens here? We adjust a little bit. Now you say, oh, this is up thrust and then falls down. Ignore up thrust. Ignore it. Ignore them. Why? Because the bias is bullish. Got it? And now what do we have here? We have stayed away accumulation, build up. And from the build up, where is the anti-opportunity? The first one is a spring. And this one, another spring and test of spring. Am I right? Spring and test of spring. And now at this bar, just at this bar, the price opened. Okay, right? London opened at this bar, right? So what are you gonna do when the London opened at this bar? Tell me. You're gonna take your long from at this point, stop loss. Now, there are two ways to calculate the stop loss, okay? The first way I told you that if you think that the bar is too huge, all right? So what you're gonna do, you can take this Fibonacci retracement tool, and this technique is only for those bars which are huge, okay? Huge bar like this, not for small bars, huge bars. Got it?
Yep.
So we take this from here to here. We take a 50% retracement, which is this one, 50%. We put a stop loss just right over here, below this one. So yes, long position, our entry should be here. Stop loss should be just below this one. Okay. And then we take this trade. 2 hour done for the day. Finish. Okay. And of course, we are breaking the high as well. Am I right? We are breaking the overnight high as well. We are breaking this build up as well. Am I right? This whole move. So this whole move will be considered as what? JAC. Spread is increasing, volume is increasing. You can see increase in volume, right?
Yep.
So we consider this range, which forms over here, as what?
Reaccumulation.
Yeah, so we have this reaccumulation range. Okay, this is spring, all right? And if you want to take another entry, spring, test of spring, okay, the spring, and right on the spring, you can take this entry, or you can take this test of spring as well, this entry to the upside. So the best one would be this one. Now we don't, but this bar is not very huge, so we will not take the Fibonacci. We just place a stop loss below here. Okay. This is a 2-bar top reversal, 2-bar bottom reversal. Am I right? 2-bar bottom reversal. And then the price just goes up, go for 2 hour and finish. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, good. Now, let's go for the London session. Oh, sorry, the New York session. What happened during the New York session? 5. Now, let's see what is the bias here. What happens? Then the New York was open right over here. Reverse.
20.
Yeah, I know. I'm just seeing it. 20, right? Oh, it's not open yet? It's already open, right?
Yeah, it's open already.
Yeah. So yes, the very simple one. We have a reaccumulation here. I expect the price to go up, right? We are spring in the background. We are breaking this huge demand here. Jump across the creek. Okay. All right. And then let's go to the 5-minute time frame to define this one. This. Just doing it for your convenience. Okay, joining this and this. Okay, and then we have this one here. I can see some sort of shortening of the thrust here. SOT. Price moves up. All right, the price moves up here. And then what do I see here? The price is just moving up. So yes, we can take our entry right over here. This one, this bar here, 3-minute will be more better. So we have at 8 o'clock, this opened here. And this test here, afterwards no result. Can you see? This is jump across the creek. Afterwards no result right over here. We can take this line. And of course, our stop loss would go beyond this one here. A little bit below here. Right? And already achieved 2R. Right? Right? And if we want to wait for this bar here, this is second bar here, you can enter here as well. This is also fine. Right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, this
Looks
was
good.
an easy setup, very easy setup, just formed currently. So now let's go back to yesterday's setup of New York, which confused you, right? Okay, so London Open. Tell me London Open. Where is the London Open? We will just mark quickly the London Open. This one, right? So we have this London Open. Now, what the price is doing before London Open, as I told you, when you draw the structure, you remember, we have an accumulation before London Open, right?
Yep.
Accumulation. Okay, so you remember this rule. And now the price just formed to the upside here. Now we see how the price is moving to the upside here. How the price. Now you see the price make this high, this low, and we try to draw the structure here, the immediate structure. What I can see that this higher, this high, if I join these two highs right over here, we can form a structure. So first thing is I can join this high, this low, and this low, and form structure. And the second way to join the structure is I join this one after London Open. We have to also mark the New York Open. New York Open was, I think, at this point. Okay. So we can join this low and this low, these two lows, right? And mark it. All right. Do you understand?
Yep. Understand.
Okay. So what happened? We have these two lines here, right? Two line structure here. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to the 5-minute time frame and readjust the structure here. If I can readjust it. It's fine, fine, fine. London Open is fine. Everything, the price is moving in a straight way. And I think I can draw another channel from here to here. So this time I will draw this channel with a different color. Okay, this one, finding the nearest to one. This is the lowest low, so I joined from here, right? The first higher low. This first higher low, and this one, and I straight away joined this one. Right? And what I see, if I draw this channel here, this channel, because we already have two channels, so it's not necessary, but what I can see here, there's something I can notice here. As the price is moving up here, there was a very good move. But as the price is moving up here, can you see something very common here? Shortening of thrust.
SOT.
SOT is being formed here. This one here. Okay. And then we have this one here from this point. Got it? Yeah, SOT is being formed at this point. Okay, so we will mark SOT with dotted line. Okay. Now you have to see which SOT is much more better. Reflection, both SOT is fine. You can, this is an SOT area. This whole area, you can mark it as an SOT area. Means if price comes back to this region, the price may reverse. And one more thing, you have to see how the price is breaking through this one. Okay, this is whole move down, right? You can see from the last, we have whole move down due to the news and then reaccumulation, right? We can draw this structure here. This was the last high, right? The last range. All right, and you can see the price goes back and reacted to this range. Make sense? From the
Yeah.
last move, okay? From the last move. Okay, all right. This can be identified on a 15-minute time frame. Now, what do I see here? The price is going up here, go to the 3-minute time frame. Now, you know the bias here. What is the bias? After going to the 15-minute time frame and 5-minute time frame, we adjusted it. What bias did we have before New York Open? Bearish bias. Remember?
Yeah.
All right, bearish bias. Remember that. Okay. Now the problem here is that, okay, we just go above here and we have a bearish bias. SOT is also forming. Okay, SOT is also forming. So yeah, this one here, this one, we have a New York Open, the first New York Open. All right. Wait, I have to restart. Okay. Wait, hold on.